Okay. Hello everyone. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back. Welcome to a very spicy semi-final we have for the first semi-final of the 2026 World Cup. France against Spain. I'm expecting a lot of things from this game. A lot of things. This number one and number two ranked teams in the world going into this tournament. I can't actually remember which one, but they're in the top three. These ones. And then England are number four, and then Argentina make up the other one, and then it's jumbled all around throughout the entire tournament and all this sort of stuff. But they're all in the semifinals anyway, and I'm rambling. Welcome. Let me know what you guys think about who's gonna win this one, who's gonna come out on top. It's one of those ones that is extremely difficult to predict. Because if you're looking on screen right now, you can see the match odds over here, and you can see that France and Spain pretty close in terms of the evaluations of I just threw my phone on the floor on the bed over there, but it just landed on the floor. France 2.5 to 1, Spain 3.1 to 1. This is probably the closest matchup. I mean, I don't know what the England-Argentina one is, but this is the closest matchup in terms of odds that I've seen in this World Cup. So realistically, what we're going to get today, who knows? Absolutely, who knows? But I really want to know what all your thoughts are regarding what's going to happen and what we're going to see in today's match. The headlines are obviously dominated by Mbappe versus Yamal. France crashed out of was it the semifinals or the quarterfinals of Euro 2024. It was the last really, really big bill match that these two teams played against each other. And Spain came out on top on their way to winning the whole tournament. So France is definitely going to be looking for revenge. And let's be real, throughout this entire tournament, France has been the one that looks more dangerous, but that doesn't mean that they're better. That doesn't mean that they're the better side, not at all, because Spain, I'm not sure if I would say that they've struggled too much. They haven't looked as dominant, but they've definitely controlled more, and they've subdued the opposition significantly more. Maybe not more than France, but they've subdued the opposition like to a crazy, crazy extent, to the point where looking at this match, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what is going to happen? But let's see. Salam. Good evening, everyone. Christopher, hello. Monks, I really want a high-scoring game. I doubt we're going to get one. If I'm honest with you, if we do get one, it'll be blockbuster, and I will be very, very happy. I think all of us will be happy, but I something inside me is saying that we're not really going to get that high of a scoring game. I don't think Spain would want one. To have one, but I mean, let's go over. Let me put in your score predictions in the comments, and who do you think is gonna win, and how do you think this is gonna go? First, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna just go over the lineups quickly, because also I am late, and also I don't have my glasses right now. I might have to get up and go and find them at some point, so just bear in mind I'm operating slightly blind. Lineups. Let's start with France, because they are the home side at the moment. Pretty much the exact same lineup that we've seen going on. Well, not the exact same lineup, like minor changes that we've seen so far in this tournament. The front four. We've got Mbappe, Dembele, Olise, Barcola. I think this is the first game that he's starting in the tournament, actually. It's usually Desiree Doué over there. But I mean, he's obviously very capable. So France, you know what you're getting over here. I'm looking at the SofaScore lineups, and it's showing all of their ratings throughout the tournaments and for the past couple of games. And I'm seeing nothing but green and blue. And if you're on SofaScore, if you've used SofaScore before and all these apps, then you'll know that this is just... They've all been good. They've been really good throughout the whole tournament. Rabiot, Tchouaméni at the back. No Kone today. And we've got a lot of firepower. A lot of players that can come on if things aren't going well for France. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm predicting France win. I'm predicting this is going to be the lowest scoring game for France throughout this tournament. I'm going to say Well, that's not saying much because they did win 1-0 against Paraguay. But I'm predicting that it's not going to be a super high-scoring game. I would say max 2-1. I'm going to go France. Just because. I don't know. Spain, on the other side, Mikel Oyarzabal up top, and we know that Mikel Merino is going to come on a bit later on, and he might save them. And then behind him, Olmo, Baena, no Williams. Of course, Williams has been struggling with fitness throughout the whole tournament. Yamal has been struggling with fitness throughout the whole tournament. Also, I didn't actually switch to France's lineup on screen. I'm sorry about that, but you can see that just over there, and it'll be shuffling throughout the game, so you don't have to worry about that. But let's just go back to Spain quickly. I'm not sure what lineup they're going to go for. Honestly, like it's a 3-4-3 on the screen right now, or 4-1-2-3, however you want to call them. Just look at the positions. But I'm curious to see how they actually do line up in game, because these players can play whatever. What we do know is that Oyarzabal is going to be through the middle. I think Olmo is probably going to be through the middle himself. Let's see what happens. You don't know. We don't know. Rodri, Ruiz, behind them Cubarsí, Laporta, who is French, by the way. If you didn't know, Aymeric Laporta is indeed a Frenchman. So I wonder how he's feeling about this, about this game. Yeah. Anyway, Aditya, welcome. Looking forward to this one. Welcome. Arham, I'm sensing a frustrating game to watch. Not fun. I think the same. I definitely think the same. The stakes are extremely high. Spain have a tendency to frustrate, and they will frustrate France. Unless we get something early. What we need in this game, what will make this an incredible match, is just a goal within the first 10 minutes. I think that'll be smashing. Ram says, to be honest, I just see France opening up the game on the counter. Do you think Spain is going to let them open it up? Something needs to happen early on for that to happen. Let's all be completely real. Chess says, what do you think about United summer so far? We'll talk about it later on, but it's looking good. I think. What do you think? Who do you want to play against England in the final? That's an interesting question, by the way. You're assuming that I want to see England in the final, and then and asking and just like brushing Argentina aside. I'm very much neutral. I will say that much. So I think I don't know who's going to go through. Who do I want to see more? I want to see France. From a neutral perspective, I want to see France go through, not because I have any sort of allegiance or care too much. I just think France are more likely to entertain than Spain are. And you can just look at the entire tournament up until now, and I think that you guys that have been watching would probably agree with me. But let me know what you think. 2-0 France, Barcola scores, good shot. England versus Spain in the final is the ideal situation for England, probably. But you guys are all just as I don't know who. I'm not sure where everyone that's in the chat at the moment is from, but you're all assuming that England are going to win against Argentina. Something weird happens in these matches. Paul says, "How do you handle not watching the games with your friends as a result of these watch-alongs?" It's actually not so big of a deal because, for me right now, you guys are my friends. No, but at the moment, I just moved to Austria, obviously, and I'm still building up a network. So, I'm just, I sometimes watch some games. I haven't watched every game, by the way, doing watch-alongs. I've watched a couple with some friends in bars and people that I've met and all that sort of stuff. But I kind of said for this World Cup that I was just going to try and do more watch-alongs and obviously just interact with everyone a bit more on this channel. And I don't know, I guess maybe you guys can get to know me a little bit better, and then it will make the videos a little bit better. Who knows? Let's do a pack. Let's do a quick pack. If you guys know, if you're new to this, basically, we're just trying to pack players that are in this game right now. So either French or Spanish players. And the idea initially was that whoever we pack more of, you can bet the house on. But every time we've been wrong. Every time we've done this so far, we've been wrong, and the team that we pack more of loses. And for the first time in the Norway-England match, we didn't even pack any players whatsoever that were in the game, like any English or Norwegian players. So this time it's hopefully different. Let's see what we got. Jordan. And we'll do 2 before this game starts. Iran. But I have to definitely keep an eye out on the clock, on the ticker, so that we're all on the right page. Let me just auto-rotate this. Okay, here we go. Qatar. Bruno Fernandes. Egypt. Scotland. Bosnia. No French, no Spanish. We might just get a little bit unlucky like we did in the England-Norway match. Let's see. They're about to start. They're about to kick off. And we're off. Flying start. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking have it. I'm very excited for this game. Very, very excited. Paul says, how's it everyone? Yo, Tinashe, good to be joining for another watch along. Good for you to be joining. Thank you very much for tagging along. And we are up and running in this blockbuster match. Gosh, I remember watching the 2024 Euros. I can't remember whether it was the semifinal or the quarterfinal. I think it was the semifinal between these two teams. And Lamine Yamal scores that absolute banger of a goal. And then they also had a crazy Nations League game. And Nations League doesn't mean as much, but insane. 1-0 France, says Christopher. The Andrewist. Great name. Great name. I think he is actually assuming that we want Argentina kicked out of the whole thing. That's fair. That's fair. Hive says, am I your friend? Nah, dude, get out. Cheese says, my power went out and just came back 5 minutes ago. The electrician must also like World Cups like me. Definitely. 1000%. I mean, in that sort of a situation, this is a national event right now. You got a game between France and Spain being played in the US right now. And it's a international event. This is more important than most things going on in the world right now. I'd hazard to say this is more important than everything happening in the world right now. You could sneak a couple ships, through the Straits of Hormuz at the moment. Nobody would notice. France applying a lot of early pressure, as we know that they would. But Spain very calm and controlled. I think if the more boring this game is, the better for Spain. Unai Simon faking out Mbappe. Coomer says, with how Spain has played this entire tournament, do any of y'all really think they have a chance? I want them to win, but man, they ain't stopping Mbappe and Olise. Well, that's the thing about Spain. I think there's been this, Spain have been, every one of their games, even though they've been close, you always get, and their finishing has been horrendous. Let's keep it a buck. Their finishing has been horrible, which kind of, oh, my glasses are behind me. Their finishing has been horrible, which I guess feeds into why a lot of people feel that they're not as good as they actually are. But just watch them play. They're so patient. They've managed to wait out and get their moments. Have they gone to extra time? I might be speaking out my bum at the moment, but they might have gone to extra time in the last game. Yeah, they did against Belgium. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They haven't gone to extra time at all. in this tournament. They've left it late. Mikel Merino has come on and saved them, and Mikel Merino has come on and saved them in both of their last two games against Belgium and Portugal. Spain with a bit of space at the moment. You do have to think that Lamine Yamal needs to be like really on it for Spain to get into the game quite early on. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I think that they're a very controlled team. Don't count them out, and don't assume that they've been playing badly per se. And France are giving them the respect they deserve very early on. Look, just take a look at it. I just don't want. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name, how to read it out. I think that is it Russian? I'm sorry. I'm going to say AP. I just don't really want Messi to get another Ballon d'Or. Yeah, I mean, if he does win it, the propaganda is going to be extremely high. If he does win the World Cup, then the chances are very high. Let's be completely real. But I don't know. Something inside me says even if that were to happen, then he wouldn't win it. I don't know. Let's see. It's not unluck. It's rigged. Afternoon, gentle sirs. Tommy Novasetti. Afternoon to you. Well, I mean, it's definitely evening at the moment. It's 9, and France are on what looks like they're on their first counterattack, but it gets slowed down, and nothing comes of it. Woo! Barcola over the first challenge, and we get our first corner of the game. Pedro Porro, just a bit too late, but Barcola skips over it. Okay, these are always interesting to see how the delivery is in the first round. Neither of these teams have been particularly prolific from corners, I don't think. Michael Olise. Well defended. Out for a goal kick. Hive says Spain ain't winning this. I'll eat my shorts if they do. Please don't eat your shorts. I don't imagine that they'll be, all that tasty. Probably not very nutritious. God knows what's going on underneath it. I mean, that was crazy. I don't know why I said that. Let's move on. We might need to do another pack just to erase that from our minds. Ox, who would you pick for the game? Who would you pick for the game of this World Cup since we almost towards the end? What? I'm not sure what you mean by that, my friend. Who would you pick for the game of this? Oh, which game would you pick? Okay, is that if that's what you mean? This is a good question, actually. Like for the game of the tournament so far? I quite liked Norway versus Brazil. It's actually weird. I liked Japan versus Brazil as well. I think that was probably the game that I had the most fun watching. Brazil versus Japan. After Japan just took that early lead. Muscled off the ball. Yamal goes down very easily. Very nice. Okay. Ooh, Michael Olise was almost about to put Kylian Mbappe through, but he just got stopped. And I think this is what we're going to see for the majority, for a lot of this game. Yamal. Olmo. I really rate Dani Olmo. I really, really rate Dani Olmo. And he's just won a free kick on the edge of the box. Let's hope he's not injured. Oh, please like the stream as well, guys. Thank you, Andrew. The Andrewist Andrew. You know what? I know a couple of Andrews, and you're definitely the most Andrew of them. Please like the stream if you haven't. Helps out the stream and obviously the channel and all that. But I honestly, it is what it is. Let's just all watch and let's all have some fun and let's looking at the poll over here. Most people believe that we're heading for a France victory, for a French victory. They are the team that's dazzled the most, so wouldn't be surprised. Egypt, Argentina. Fair. Very fair. Paul, you're saying he should only eat his shorts if he's willing to film it and share it with the Football Iconic family. I agree. That's actually a very good question. A very good point. Haif, as we wait for this free kick to happen, Haif, you got to film it for everyone over here. You can send me the footage. Actually, no, don't do that. That was a crazy request. This is a PG channel. This is a family channel. Okay, there we got children watching here. Although the average age of the audience of the channel is between 24 and I think 42. I'll take it. Referee ran out of what, of foam? I've never seen this before. What, did he run out of? Yeah, he did. Did he need to do that? The ball was already there. I don't think he. So the ref gets a new foam canister and then sprays it in front of where the ball's already placed. Like, I think you could have just let the game go and collected that spray can a bit later on, Chief. Anyway, Yamal over the ball. Wasn't Yamal that took it eventually? Ooh, France escape. Hussein says the game of the tournaments has got to be Cape Verde, Cabo Verde versus Argentina. You know what? I will counter that, and I will say that the Uruguay Cabo Verde game, I like that one. I enjoyed that one much more than the Argentina one. I actually woke up early to watch that game, just because I wanted to see Uruguay. Like, that was the second game of the tournament, right? So I thought that Uruguay was going to completely demolish them, and I was like, hey, against Spain, Cabo Verde got lucky. Little did I know, little did all of us know, that was not the case whatsoever. There's also no space for France to get in behind. I mean, like if you watched the entire Spanish defense, when these French players actually approach, they're very good. None of these French players, with all their legs and all their speed, they're not actually going to be able to catch this defensive line out. Still early days, and we're past the 11th minute mark. And I said before the game started that we needed a goal within the first 10 minutes, just for things to be spicy. But I think we can tell that Spain's approach over here is definitely to frustrate France to the point where they're not going to get desperate per se. I mean, this French team is extremely experienced, probably the most experienced team in terms of like deep tournament runs in the last 8 years. I mean, you can stretch it back to 2016 actually for the last 10 years because they made the Euro final. So they're not going to get frustrated so easily. But let's see how it plays out. Tommy Novasetti, I agree on Olmo, fantastic player he is. He's just so injury prone. I'll give you guys a slight sneak peek. I'm currently making a video on Paulo Dybala, which should probably be out just after the World Cup. And it's actually quite funny. Let me know what you guys think. I'll put a poll on it. And it's definitely a poll probably for the ball knowers. But I find a lot of similarities between Dybala and Olmo. Both of them play in advanced positions. Both of them can play just about anywhere. But there's this conversation about what their best position is, where they can best serve the team, wherever they're put. they're immaculate. But you put a true specialist there instead of them in most cases. You know what I mean? Like Olmo hasn't suffered the same, lack of luck as Dybala being displaced by Messi and Ronaldo. And the majority of whoever has been in Argentina or Juventus or come through, but it's fascinating. Paul is saying this must be the most that Mike Maignan has touched the ball. I think so. Easiest job in the US is being Mike Maignan. Has been Mike Maignan for the past couple of games. Can I show the French lineup? Oh, it's not rotating. I'm so sorry. I didn't even. I'll put the. That is my bad. Nothing is even. I'm gonna sync this. Thank you for reminding me of that. That is my bad. Rari. Never gonna happen again. Arham says Dybala is the most likable Argentinian. This this next question doesn't have a lot to do with the actual game, but I'm curious what you guys think. Ooh, Mbappe. Lots of Spanish defenders back, but he still has the ball somehow. Oh, Lise. Out for a corner. Oh, France, the game opened up a tiny bit over there. The game opened up a tiny bit over there. Kylian Mbappe somehow managed to get away with the ball after being surrounded by 3+ players. Unai Simon off his line an awful amount. Yeah, warning signs there for Spain. They can't afford to open up all too much like this. Okay. Like I said, Javier Bardem is in the crowd at the moment. Shout out Javier Bardem. No Country for Old Men. If you guys have seen it, absolute banger of a film, which I need to rewatch again. By the way, yeah, like I said, this question over here is pretty much just out of my own curiosity. I want to know what you guys think. Is it a valid question to ask in any case? Ousmane Dembele? All the way across. France's crosses are so interesting. I mean, I've noticed it throughout this entire tournament. They don't cross into the box. I mean, they do, obviously, but it's the majority of their crosses are basically just switches of play from one wing to another, as opposed to finding someone in the box, because they don't have an actual box player, do they? It's interesting. Raj says, Raj says, Spain will effectively defend with possession. France can't score without the ball. Exactly. That is the best way of putting it. Thank you. You should be here. Actually, you should be sitting over here. What are you doing over there, Chief? Ox says it's kind of difficult for me to pick which is the game of the tournament because there was a lot of great games. Mexico versus England, Argentina versus Cabo Verde, Argentina versus Egypt, Norway versus Brazil, etc. We'll do. How about if you guys can all put your favorite games of the tournament up until now? I'll pick the top 4 and then we'll do a poll to see what everyone thinks of it. See what everyone thinks and which game it is. Yeah, mine is a little bit unconventional. Like I said, I'm going to stick with Brazil and Japan. Like, I know it wasn't the most entertaining game, of the tournament. I know that it wasn't the highest scoring, 2-1 Brazil, all that, but it's the one that I had the most fun watching. And I think I watched it live as well. And I think you guys probably can see how excited I was about it when it was happening. Yeah, Spain are not going to want to open up like they just did. How did Mbappe keep the ball, by the way? How did he keep the ball just now? Such a player. Absolute player. Surprised that wasn't a yellow? Yeah. You're saying I've got a delay? I have got, I mean, the actual game, I'm about 10 seconds behind the actual game. 15 seconds behind the actual game. Is what I'm seeing at the moment. Yeah, I think that's more or less the best that I've gotten. Whoa. Is that a penalty? Is that a penalty for Spain already? Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. Oh, France going out so early. Well, I mean, it's still early days. That's definitely a penalty. It looks like it was in the box. I think that's in the box. Yep. Also, he would not have even gotten the ball. Lucadinho would not have gotten the ball even if Yamal didn't actually kick out for it. Ooh, okay. That's also, who is Spain's penalty taker? You imagine that it's going to be. You definitely imagine that that they're going to score this. Let Yamal shoot. I can't recall Yamal actually being all that prolific from the spot. It's not going to be Oyarzabal. I highly doubt it's going to be Oyarzabal. I think he's just protecting the ball for whoever is actually going to take the pen. If it is him, I'll be quite surprised. We've got Danny Olmo standing over there as well. Young De Goat says, praying for France's downfall. Why are you praying for their downfall? What did they do to you, Chief? Ain't no way. I'm sorry. This ref, lol. Let Yamal shoot. That was so weird. Shots. I'm going to go prepare the shorts. Don't do that. Was there a handball by Yamal before the foul on Yamal? I didn't actually check it out. Okay, it is Oyarzabal taking the penalty. He's going right, and he's going to score. And he scores. And he scores 1-0 Spain. Okay. Long. I also told you, by the way, that he was going right. Great penalty. Spain in the lead. And now, France have a long way back. Spain have something to defend. This could be a very, very long day for the French, indeed. Oh, wow. Not a lot of happy Frenchmen in the crowd right now. I'm not going to lie, I do understand why. But hey, Spain still have a chance at redemption because we are going to do another pack opening just now as we get to the hydration break. And depending on what the result is from that, anything could happen. Absolutely anything could happen. Great penalty, by the way. Absolutely smashing. Great game. we have a game. France have to come out. France absolutely have to come out over here. They can't afford to do much else. Hydration break. Hydration break, guys. Hydration break. Get out your water. Get whatever it is that you need, because we've got an absolute game on our hands right now. And we're going to try and tip the balances a little bit. We got a pack over here. Oh yeah, no stutter as well. By the way, did you see the way Arthibald just took that pen? You can't be doing the stutter step, my friends. Pack opening, let's do it. I think Spain might... I mean, listen, on this position right now, I can see it happening for Spain. Emmanuel says we're looking for a France versus England final. It could very well be a Spain versus England final, which is just going to be like, I mean, why the hell did we just dress this whole thing up with a World Cup trophy and World Cup advertising just so we could have a Spain versus England final? It's just going to be a repeat to the Euros final. Craziness. Anyway, pack. Oz. Not Oz, sorry. Australia. There we go. Croatia. Luka Modric. What a shame. Switzerland. Wrong game. We could have opened this tomorrow. Also, Cole Palmer. Also, why is Cole Palmer... Why is Cole Palmer... I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. Panama. Congo. Bosnia. We'll do one more. We'll do one more to feed the crippling pack addiction. Donatello incoming. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, what is the dictator going to do? What is Mbappe going to do? Have you guys been seeing? Have you guys been seeing all these anime AI edits of France and Mbappe being a dictator and telling Sirlot to not score? Or sorry, it's telling Sirlot to miss his pass to Haaland so that he doesn't become the top scorer, and all sorts of other things. AI was a bit of a mistake. The game has restarted, by the way. AI was a bit of a mistake, but if we're going to use it for those purposes, then... Okay, we'll do one more pack quickly. Iran. Uruguay. Fede Valverde. I think Spain are really going to... France have to respond very quickly, but Mbappe is on the ball over here. We still have it. We'll finish the pack opening as soon as this move ends. Poor pass. Poor pass. There we go. Argentina. Ooh! Ooh! We got Leo! We got Leo. That's a great pull. That's an immaculate pull. That's an immaculate pull. Qatar. Also, wrong day. We've packed an English player and an Argentine player so far. We should have saved these for tomorrow. Imagine packing Lionel Messi in the England versus Argentina game. Insane. Christian Pulisic. LeBron James of soccer, some people say. Japan. Federation. And then finally, Bosnia. This is interesting. We've done 3 packs so far, and again, we haven't gotten one French or Spanish player. Anyway. Simple boy sticker opening. Yeah, dude. Any excuse to open packs or stickers or whatever. Ooh, Saliba has just gone down to the floor. And this is not at all what you want to see. This is not at all what you want to see if you're French. Lacroix is warming up. Oh my, that's a massive blow. That is an absolutely monumental blow to the French. He just sat down. He's done. He just sat down. Yeah, he's finished. Like there's no trying to salvage this. Richard says the question is why is Cole Palmer? That is a good question. Coomer says I absolutely love the anime edits. AI peak. Yeah, that is the best use. The AI slop is too. That is the best use of AI. If we could exclusively use AI to make edits of Kylian Mbappe employing the French national team as Akatsuki members, then I'm all for it. Nico Adventures, hello, how are we doing? Thank you for the donation as well. Sup, how much does playing your natural roles play a factor versus starting great talents differently internationally play a factor? How does playing your natural roles play a factor versus starting great talent? So you just say, so I guess the question is, in national teams, you obviously get a lot of players because you just want the best players in. A lot of the times they don't end up playing in their natural position because of the personnel available or the coach or whatever it is. I think it clearly does play quite a big role. But you have to understand that everyone's in the same boat. If that's what you're asking, you can clarify it in a bit. But if that's what you're asking, it plays a bit. I think it plays a big role. There's, at the moment, 381 people here. Thank you for coming. Subscribe, like if you haven't. We can all have a discussion about this, but I think it's fair. It's fair. You're gonna have players that are wide players playing striker. You're gonna have players that are defenders playing in the midfield, just because they're the best technically. It's a bit of a non-answer that I've given you, but at the end of the day, yeah, I think it plays a good role. Hussein says this kid Kubarsi is underrated. He is immaculate. By the way, he's the same age as Yamal. And Yamal gets significantly more fanfare because he's older, and for a good reason too. But they're both fantastic players, and Kubarsi is going to be here for a very, very long time. Very, very long time. Immaculate on the ball. Not the biggest centre-back either. 6 foot. I think 6 foot clean. France with a set piece. Dembele whips it in. Too close to the goalkeeper, you have to think. And Unai Simon collects very easily. Lucas says, what's the rule? If you pull a Spanish player, they go up. And if you pull a French player, they go up. Oh, so I wish that it was more intricate, but with the packs, it's essentially that how it started was when I first started doing these watch-alongs was I would essentially just say, do like 2 or 3 pack openings before the game. And then whichever team I packed more players of, that would be my guess for who was going to win. It's very scientific. It's very logical. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. But that's pretty much it. And then I guess it just turned into me feeding my crippling pack opening addiction from when I used to play Ultimate Team all the time. Spain have just been under the cosh a tiny little bit, but now they're creeping into France's half. They don't have to worry. They don't have to be too incisive. Although I think there were easier passes to play over there, and they lost the ball, but they've regained it immediately. Yeah, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a very long day. Confused geriatric. Hello, Tinashe and chat. Good to be here again. Thank you very much. And I hope you're a bit less confused than you seem to usually be. For a geriatric, that is. Or Spain on the wing, but it gets taken out immediately. Very nice. Very good. Upamecano. Gosh, that is a really big miss for France. Saliba going out so early. And so definitively too, because listen, you never know what it could look like, but if France somehow find a way through this, then they go into the final without him. Dani Olmo with a shot, and he sends it into orbit. Danny Olmo's shot has just met Gabriel's penalty from the Champions League final, has met Sergio Ramos's penalty from the Champions League semi-final in 2012. What a shame. Absolute shame. He's met Jonathan Tah's penalty from the Germany versus Paraguay game. Ox3 says, if they don't win, the dictator will have downfall-style rant in his bunker. Yeah, if Spain get one over on France again, and it would be such a hard way to go, a penalty. I hope that isn't the only goal. Ooh, Spain are through again, Magnon. Ooh, gosh. Ooh. Baena gets through. He manages to clip it just through, but it goes off left. He was offsides anyway. Good idea and great pass by Unai Simon. And Unai Simon's been good, been decent for the most part in this tournament, apart from a couple of blunders actually that he made against Belgium that really probably should have resulted in goals for Belgium. He's been good. Luis de la Fuente, for the time being, is justified for choosing Spain's third best goalkeeper as their starter, as their number one. So far. Nico Adventure says, oh my God, someone call Maxwell for a wellness check. Why? Does he not like Spain? Is he very pro-France? Arsenal fans twitching right now. Oh yeah, with Saliba, no doubt about that. Oh gosh. Smidge says, as an England fan, I'm pleased you got Messi out of the way today. No effect on tomorrow's game. Fair. Juan David says, you are iconic, G. You are iconic, my friend. You are iconic. Yeah, France need to be a tiny bit quicker, and looks like they kind of are. Barcola on the left. What kind of ingenuity can he get? Can he back up? He's got Dembele. But he crouches in space, and then he shoots it over the bar. It might be one of those days. It might be one of those days. France haven't made any mistakes. Any horrible mistakes, at the very least. There was one misplaced pass that I could count, like just a bit earlier on. But at the moment, they're looking good, looking very good. And you can see, Spain should be on the counter right now, but he who doesn't jump is an Englishman. What does that mean? Juan, what do you mean? I don't know what that means. The Andrewists, you are breathtaking. No, you are breathtaking. What? What you mean? What you mean, blood? France are definitely rattled at the moment. I do agree that they do. And horrible pass by Magnon. Gives the ball right back to Spain. They're on the attack. Ooh, Yamal! That should be a goal. It's not a goal. It's not a goal. Fabian Ruiz with a great opportunity. Upamecano with a fantastic block. Magnon, what are you doing, brother? That was almost possibly game over. Great ball, great pass by Dani Olmo, by the way. This back heel was immaculate. Spain are looking good. Spain are looking very, very good. Yeah, I think you could probably classify that in the sitter category for sure. Cross. Fabian Ruiz on the left crosses it in, but over the heads of just about everybody. But Spain are still on it with Yamal. Ooh. Bit of a flick. And it's a goal kick. Yeah, France are not looking good. France are looking very, very rattled at the moment. I think, you know what, just like the combination of going down and then losing their best defender, it might end up being a very long night for them, you know? Hassan says, I think Spain scoring first makes this game more entertaining, in my opinion. I mean, for sure. No, I don't think that that's. I don't think that that's a. I don't think that that's a wild thing to say whatsoever. France have to attack. France are, you know, the more aggressively attacking team. It forces them to have to go out. It forces them to have to, you know, become protagonists. I mean, even though they are already, but like even more so. But Spain are containing them very well, and they're not being helped by some of these balls that they're playing. Like they've lost a couple of balls. Magnan has looked shaky many times. It's concerning for the French, you know? A Spain versus Argentina final would be something. Would really be something. Camino says France getting knocked out would be a huge boost for England. I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be. I think both of these games are they're both tough in their own way. They really are. And you're also forgetting that Spain did beat England in the 2024 Euro. And I think Spain are probably better than England. They're more predictable than England. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. I mean, have Spain. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, England have gone down and have had to dig really, really deep. You could say they probably have more heart, if that's, you know, that is one way of putting it. But Neo says the way people are just writing out Argentina is crazy. I agree. And I think I've said this in all the videos that I've made so far, and the video that I released yesterday, I think, where you really can't count them out. I'm not one that believes in conspiracy theories per se, but yeah, I don't believe in conspiracy theories, so I do chalk down the fact that they've been able to dig deep to heart, to bravery, to some fortunate calls, of course. But I think every team has gotten fortunate calls, England included. France just can't seem to look at Spain's press. They have no options. If I'm France, I don't want the ball to be going into Magnan's feet. Unless that happens, and Mbappe is offsides here, by the way. I'm fairly certain he was offsides. Bolling says last 15 minutes against England is going to be crazy one way or another. Last 15 minutes. Yeah, fair. Oh, he's not offsides. Okay, I'll do another poll because there is a lot of writing off of Argentina. Let me see. Let's put it to a poll. Let's get some numbers behind it. What final do you want to see more? France with the ball in. Oh, not caught by Simon, but it looks like it's a foul. It looks like it's a. Okay. England versus France. Drop ball for France on the edge of the box again. That's a foul. No doubt about that. That's a foul on Dembele. Yo, why is Ruiz arguing, brother? We all know it's a foul. That's was Argentina. England versus France. Argentina versus France. Spain versus England. There we go. Chris says, are you live tomorrow? Of course. Of course. I have to be live tomorrow. Come on, man. England versus Argentina. What is going on over here? Was that not a foul for Dembele? I'm not sure about that one, you know. Okay, he is falling down. To be fair, he is falling down before contact. Fair enough. I'm sure there's going to be people that are doubting that one, but I'm willing to say that's marginal. Could be called, could not be called. Morg saying you don't believe in conspiracy theories, however, the data doesn't lie. I'm not gonna sit here and act like the data is doctored or the data is flawed or whatever. But you know how hard it is. You know how difficult it is to fix such a high level event. Like such a high level event with so many different components and so much going on. Like, I definitely think that from an individual level, match fixing 1000% at the highest levels, maybe not in the form of results, but in the form of, you know, spot fixes and all that sort of stuff, certain events, is alive and true. Tonali, Tony, Paqueta, that stuff is for real. That stuff goes on all the time. And these guys are individuals with their friends and all they're trying to get rich. But from an institutional level, from FIFA, from all the way deep within, the amount of people that have to be in on it, I just think that it is organizationally not impossible, but maybe unlikely. France, very sloppy. Very sloppy France. Like they give the ball. Ousmane Dembele and Olise give the ball away, and then Kounde gets a foul, and Spain are gonna lap up. Bayern is gonna lap up every single second he possibly can, and they're playing right into their hands. France are playing right into France are playing right into Spain's hands. Usain Bolt is in attendance. He doesn't look too happy. This is really good for the Spanish. This is really good for the Spanish. Poll is wrong, is it? What did I say? Oh, I said France versus Argentina twice. Okay, I'm going to do a new one. So silly. I'm going to do a new one. And I'm going to leave it running for a while. So I'm trying to watch the game at the same time while typing this. France have crossed it in, and it gets free. What final do you want most? Let's do this. Let's do it properly this time. Apologies for that. Luckily, we have 4 options. There we go. Okay, we're good now. A lot of added time, by the way. Yamal hasn't really been, you know, I'll tell you what, Spain, Spain have been quite have been they haven't been spectacular in the game. Yamal hasn't been able to get on the ball all too much, apart from the penalty. It's been okay. It's been okay for sure. I mean, it's been a massive mistake by Luca Digne. I think that even if Yamal hadn't put pressure on there, the trajectory of his foot, it looked like he wasn't going to even be able to clear that ball all too well anyway. The camera cable conspiracy. We'll get it. We'll get into that just now as well. Valentinus says is overturning free kicks in the updated rules. I think it's just for mistaken identity or whatever the case was at country level. Don Lad plays games. I feel like Spain haven't come to play football, going down for a lot of soft touches after the penalty. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely not pushing the envelope. And every time they get the ball to really the only danger man, which is Yamal, not much happens. Taking a lot of time when they go down, but this is the game. This is how you win. France would be doing the exact same thing. Or maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. The stakes are high. You have to practice with a bit of caution. Ooh, Olise with a great turn, but nothing comes of it. Something up theory beats conspiracy theory every time. You're saying watch the film Speed Racer to get a good understanding on capitalism and sports. Wachowski sisters cooked. No, listen. I am well aware that there is match fixing that happens, and I'm well aware that there's a lot of money on the line, and people want to put things want to tip the balances as much as they can. But at this level, I don't know. I'm not saying that it's not possible. It's just extremely, extremely difficult. And especially at World Cup level in this day and age, maybe I'm just hopeful. Maybe I'm just not cynical enough. I admit I haven't seen this movie, so maybe that'll give me a different perspective. Dembele? Ooh, that looked... What is going on over here? Dembele looked a little bit upset, but nothing happened. Okay. Halftime. Ball fell weirdly. Oh, so yes, okay. We'll talk about the cable incident again. Does the third place game count for golden boots? I'm pretty sure it does. The same competition, isn't it? Nico Adventure says, personally, I'm putting 5 in the back of the net this game, but that's just me. I don't know. The Harry Maguire conspiracy. Okay, give me your best conspiracies in the comments. This half has it's not been the most entertaining. It's not been the most entertaining half. Both teams have been quite sloppy in a lot of ways. Let's take a look at the stats quickly. Both teams have been quite sloppy in their own ways. Spain, definitely not the aggressors, definitely not pushing the envelope very much, but they don't need to. Listen, they're in the lead. The Spain team that we've been watching throughout this tournament has and Spain in general, for the longest time, has definitely been more of a team that is more adept to being in control, more adept to controlling the flow of the game. They haven't necessarily done so as much in this game, and they've just kind of they've kept France on a leash. They've kept France on a leash, and they've done that quite well. They do have more possession, but if you've been watching the game, they are defending by being in possession, if you know what I mean. It's not much incisive play that's going on. But overall, Spain has been better. Clear and simple. Clear and simple. Spain has been better. I wouldn't be surprised if they go on to win this. And if they do, based on that first half performance, well deserved. And super disappointing for the French because I think they're the team that everyone assumed was going to win. They're the team that I assumed was going to win based on this game. But, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk a little bit about conspiracy theories and then we'll open 2 packs. We'll open 2 packs in a tiny bit. But let me see. I guess the England camera conspiracy, England camera cable conspiracy is the first one. I'll be honest. I have watched that clip of that camera. I've watched that clip of that thing so many times. The trajectory of the ball, and you know what? There is a camera angle. I think it's the usual broadcast angle. If you take a look at the flight of the ball, it does look like it does kind of, the trajectory of the ball does take a little bit of a shift. But then if you look at every single other angle, it's like, it doesn't look like that at all to me. It just looks like a normal trajectory of the ball. And then FIFA released their footage or their sensor tracking of the ball to see if a touch was made of the camera cable. And it doesn't look like anything happened. And we've got a lot of people saying that it's doctored or doesn't make any sense, and saying that the only way to clear this up is to get the footage from the actual spider cam. Maybe all of those things do actually need to happen for people to be able to believe that nothing happened and for this theory to be squashed. But this is one of those things that we're going to be talking about for a while. I personally don't think anything happened. I don't have any reason to. There hasn't been any compelling reasons to say that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Stop the clock. I'm sorry, guys. I latch onto something and I just start chatting too much. Nendo says Yamal attracts at least 2 defenders when he gets the ball, even if he isn't necessarily producing for Spain. His presence is more than enough to give respect. Yeah. But the thing is, he's attracting 2 players, but France hasn't been able to do anything with the extra man or with the extra space that is created when he is attracting those players. So that also needs to be given consideration. Emmanuel says, I can't even buy that with how good Argentina's bracket was on paper, but alas, Argentina seems to have trouble after Cape Verde for some reason. Not for some reason, they're a good team. So disappointed in France, says Zarbon. Yeah, France definitely don't look on it. Big halftime needs to happen for them. And listen, look at their line. Look at their, let me read out their bench. If you have been paying somewhat attention, you know what they can do. You know, Lacroix is already on. They've got Samba, backup goalkeeper, he's not going to come on. Konate, Hernandez, Gusto, both Hernandez brothers, but in attack, Cherokee, Zaire Emery, Doué, Mateta. They've got a lot going for them. They can switch things up a little bit, but this is really good. France hasn't been under the cosh like this throughout this tournament. And how they respond, if they can respond, it's going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting. And don't sleep on Spain, because Spain have a lot going for them. Pedri, Nico Williams, Mikel Merino. We know what he's done in this tournament. Yeah, don't count this one out. It's not over. It's not over whatsoever. I think we're going to see a good second half. I want to hope so, at least. Valentina says, super frustrating to watch considering the way the penalty was won, and now Spain is going to try their dark arts their way through, and France isn't clicking. I don't think Spain are going to dark arts their way through this. I think they're definitely going to make life a bit frustrating, but they're not that sort of team. I don't think anyone Spanish is. I think Spain take a lot of pride in. They take a lot of pride in how they play and how they move the ball. I'm not sure, even though the stakes are high, I do expect them to show a bit of personality and not dark arts their way through it per se. Quinones is Mexican in the top scorer bracket. That's true. That is true. The center on the ball only works low to the pitch. Who do I... V-Rug says, hi, who do I want to win? I want to make myself clear because people will make whatever assumption that they want to. I don't care. I don't care who wins this game, if I'm being completely honest. I want to be entertained the most. So from that perspective, I lean a tiny bit more towards France, wanting France to win, because it would make for because France have just shown all of us to be more entertaining from an attacking perspective. So perhaps it would make for a better final. Spain have been more boring to watch. That doesn't mean less effective, but more boring to watch in that they just frustrate, they keep the ball, they defend with the ball, all that stuff. So I lean more towards France, wanting France to win from that perspective, but I don't care. Genuinely, who cares? They're both great teams. Oh gosh, a lot of, you know what? I'm gonna open some more packs right now. There are a lot of messages. I can't keep up with everything. When there are not that many people watching the stream, and then it's so easy for me to talk to everyone. But when it's like this, I can't keep up with everything. Otherwise, I'm just reading the whole chat. So we're gonna do a pack opening, and then I'll get into it, and then we'll get into a little bit more. Okay. Another pack, and by the way, all we're trying to do is just pack players from this game. France or Spain. And whoever we pack more of is going to win. Maybe. I don't know. It's not an exact science. Portugal. Ramos has gone to AC Milan for 70 million euros. All due respect to Mr. Ramos. I think he's a good player, but I don't know if he's worth that much. Interesting that PSG were able to get that, but good for them. England, Harry Kane. This is insane. This makes... Wait, can you actually see? Can you guys see this? Yeah, you can. Harry Kane. We've packed both Harry Kane and Messi in this session, and I could have just saved these packs for tomorrow. That's a little bit upsetting, actually. It would have been peak to pack both of them in the Argentina match. Wait, let me move this slightly because there we go. That's probably better. Uzbekistan, Morocco. We don't care about the packs. Pew, you don't care about the packs? That's a shame for you, Chief, because I do. So you can leave. You can leave the stream and come back in like 5 minutes, but I care about them. Brazil. Gone. Austria team. Egypt. Rough. This is crazy. You know what, dude? In tomorrow's match, we're gonna do another one, and then we're just gonna pack only. Probably we're just gonna pack only French players, only French and Spanish players. Whoever loses this game, we're gonna pack more of them. It's written in the stars. Who do I want to win tomorrow? Don't care. Kobe Mainu. I want Kobe Mainu to win, and I want Lisandro Martinez to win. All of you weirdos are going to be like, but they play on opposite teams. Whoa, there's some woman in the field with she's headless. She's not, she has no head. Her head is on a platter. That can't be, you know, healthy or anything. People are just there watching it. They show that on live TV. I think it's a bit insensitive. It's a tiny bit insensitive. Simon says Spain is so good defensively, especially that midfield. France has a better attack, but it's so hard to break down this Spain team. Couldn't have said it any better. Couldn't have said it any better. Then says, France really needs to wake up because this game gives me 2022 final vibes where France didn't play until the 80th minute. Yeah, let's hope that, I mean, for France's sake, let's hope that they can actually find a way through and actually, show why everyone considered them favorites. I see that they are number one in the world rankings at the moment, even though it's unofficial. It'll only be official after the tournament. I imagine that's not going to be the case if the result stays the way it does. Yeah, but let's see. What other conspiracy theories? I mean, listen, we've got the big ones, right? We've got the censor, we've got Argentina. What other like actual major? I mean, we can't really say what happened with the U.S. as a conspiracy theory because that's just like plain, plain corruption that everyone can see. What other conspiracy theories are there? I wonder. Tinashe's foot fungus. Hello. Yo, Chief, what do you mean? What are you talking about? What is that? That is a strange name, my friend. Tomorrow's match will be rigged for Argentina. It's funny because a lot of people seem to be saying that England have been having the tournament rigged for them with a lot of the things that have happened so far. So who's rigging? It's gonna be more who's rigging is gonna be more powerful. Conor McGregor, he did not look good, did he? I don't think that man should be stepping in the octagon ever again. If I'm honest with you, I think that he's been cooked for like 10 years now. It's what 100 million does to you. Okay, we'll do another pack real quick. Let's keep an eye on the clock. We can't get distracted here, guys. We're doing very, very, very important, very high-level work. Don't judge my name. Bro, why did you name yourself that? I don't like it. Only one says, why do you think Tuchel doesn't give Kobe a chance? I mean, listen, who's he going to go in for? Who is Kobe Mainoo going to go in for? Elliot Anderson? Jude Bellingham? Both of them are better than him. Both of them are better players than him. Why should he go in? Like, he's the natural player to go in probably if any of those guys aren't able to go through, because I mean he's the only other one, right? Jordan Henderson is out. Declan Rice, who's he going to go in for? He's not going to go in for Rice, Elliot Anderson, or Bellingham. That's why. Okay, half is about to start. We'll bang out one more pack opening real quick. Norway, they've gone home. Oh, guys, I don't know what this means, but we finally got one. The French Federation. We've just packed the French Federation. I don't know what this means, but it might mean something. It might mean something. Haiti. Germany. Oh, second half is about to begin. Play standing over it, and we're off. We're off. We are off. Start. Just a second. Let me make sure that this is correct. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. One more. Here we go. Australia. Bosnia. And finally, Korea. Guys, we have just packed the French Football Federation. I'm not going to lie to you. Things aren't looking good for France. Things are not looking good for France whatsoever. If you're unaware, typically if you just join us right now, don't forget to like the video, like the stream. Sorry, like the stream. Subscribe if you haven't. Goes a long way. And let me know what you like, what you don't like, and we'll keep improving. We'll keep putting things in, all of that. But anyway, if you've just joined, typically the teams that we pack, they tend to lose, and we've just packed the entire goddamn French Federation. I'm not going to lie to you. It's probably not great. Everyone's still getting their snacks. Look at how empty the stadium is right now. Get back in here. Get back in here, guys. Come on. Randomize says, do you reckon the next World Cup will be as controversial? Where's the next World Cup? Argentina, Uruguay, Portugal, Spain, Morocco. I think it's already very controversial. Big mistake there, but not able to latch onto it for Spain. It's already very controversial. I think every World Cup is going to have its own things, and it's very clear that FIFA doesn't care about anything but money. They will do anything to appease the people that will pay them the most. And it's such a weird gray spot because listen, you have to be close to the political leaders of every country that you deal with when you're FIFA. But yeah, I'm not going to lie. The current FIFA is making Sepp Blatter's FIFA not look that bad. Not at all. This World Cup will be maybe not more, but it will be very controversial. Valentina says, Anderson is not better than Kobe, but Anderson works better with Rice, I guess. I'm not willing to say, this is opinion, I guess. I'm not willing to say that Kobe is better than Anderson. I'm a Manchester United fan, by the way. I'm not ready to say that. Anderson's a fantastic player. Kobe Mainoo is good. But he does have some mistakes in him. He's not perfect. He's also very young. I mean, to be fair, what's the difference in age between him and Anderson? Anderson is what, 22? $24. 23 this year, sorry. Kobe Mainoo, I mean, they're 2 years of difference. Never mind. It's not that big of a difference. Anyway, long story short, I do think that that Anderson is slightly better. FFF for the win. France Federation. Game is starting. It's already started, my friend. Mbappe battling very hard, but not able to get through. Fabian Ruiz, great play there by Fabian Ruiz, weaving through that midfield, surrounded by French players. That's good. That's why he's in the team. Spain's midfield has been good throughout most of the game. The Galaxy says the French Federation is owned by the dictator, so technically you packed Mbappe. That's funny. That is a funny thing that you've just said, my friend, but Mbappe is always listening, so cut that out. If this stream goes out just suddenly, you know what happened. It was your fault. Valentina says, I agree, this should have been the final. Ooh, Spain are through. Yamal. Oh, but nothing comes of it. Oh, that is great. That is good defense, but he's offsides. Let's take a look at this one more time. Good idea. Very offsides, though. Magnan does well to cover in any case, even though it doesn't end up mattering. Going to be 64 teams next World Cup, no doubt about it. It's not really the fast start that France were looking for. I'll say that much. Just watch out for this far left. Look at Baena. Like Spain are concentrating a lot of their focus on this right hand side. Meanwhile, Bayena is wide open on the left. I think that pass is going to be on for them quite a lot. Just watch out for that. There he is. Interesting control there by Yarthaba, but now he's on his left, and he wastes a really good open chance. It opened up for him very well, but it just goes over. Doesn't look like it took a touch. Marginal gains, bro, everywhere. Valentina says Kobe is just not a DM. I agree with you there. Of course not. Of course not. Tommy Novasetti, once the UK has the World Cup, that will be the excuse to go over there. Oh, Noah Lyles and Usain Bolt taking pictures next to each other. How fast do you think Usain Bolt can run the 100-meter right now? Like right now. Do you think you could beat Usain Bolt right now? That is the next poll, by the way. Mbappe is always watching, always listening. No, it's fine. He is on the field playing. France will wake up this half, pin it. By the looks of things, they're going to need a hydration break momentum shift. Good defense on Yamal. By the looks of things, France is definitely going to need a bit of a shift at the moment, man. Timer is off. Is it? I don't think the timer is off. The time right now is, the time of the game at the moment is 53:20, and my stream is 53:15. It's only like 5 seconds off. Oh, sorry, the timer is just my stream, by the way. Game is a bit meh. Yeah, it is a tiny bit meh. Let me know how far off is the timer on your screen right now, because what I'm looking at right now is the actual time, which I'm getting from OneFootball. Sorry, not from OneFootball, from FotMob, which is 54:20 now. And my screen is 54:16 now. It's like 5 to 7 seconds behind. I don't know. Maybe your stream is faster than mine. It's possible. Listen, I am in Austria, so maybe the streams of the servers here are not so good. But it looks like it's not so far off. Bakala? Not a great chance, but that is more or less the first time that Simon is at to put this ball in his hands. Not a great touch. Due needs to come on. I can see a lot of changes. Olise has been the most silent, the most unimpactful in this game. I can see Due warming up right now. Olise has not been the great player that we've seen him as so far this tournament. I guess the natural replacement for him would be Cherki, right? But Cherki as well, when he's come on, he hasn't really impressed me all that much. He's a great player, but I don't know if he gels all too well in this system and you know how effective he actually is here. So, for the moment, France are in a bit of a pickle. A lot of a pickle, actually. Ooh, great turn. Great turn there by Yarthaba. Cross in, but it's a bit wide. Uneventful first 10 minutes of this second half. I mean, very eventful for it's a lot of a back and forth. You got to have an appreciation for that. But no major chances. The only ones that we've seen so far have been offsides, and Doué is on. Doué is on for Barcola. By the by, how much does this change things? At the moment, France have made 2 subs. Spain have made none. Although France were forced into their first one. Saliba went off injured, if you did not know. I think you can probably see it on screen at the moment. You see Lacroix in that left centre-back position. Okay. How dare they tackle the dictator, says Morg. Oh, I feel so childish, but I really really love these dictator Mbappe memes. They're just they're just amazing. Dani Olmo slows down the attack a tiny bit for Bayern. Bayern with a shot again straight into the wall, and Bayern has been somewhat ineffective. I think Spain looks so different if they come into this tournament with a fit Lamine Yamal, a fit Nico Williams. But the fact that they've been able to get so far, and it's 2-0, and it's 2-0 to Spain. Pedro Porro. Oi, oi, oi. I'm talking so much about Spain and about Bayern and about Lamine Yamal. And Pedro Porro, of all people, Pedro Porro put Spain 2-0 up against France, and this is a repeat. This is a crazy repeat of the 2024 Euro knockout round between these two. It's not looking good for France. It's not looking good for France whatsoever, but look at that. Look at how well Spain have played here. Let's take a look at this. They just all kind of sat down and let him go through. Oh, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Let's see this replay. I didn't see anything that looked wrong here. Everyone goes down. France just freeze. They're expecting the whistle to blow for a free kick on Dani Olmo. But look at the pass he gets on just before that. He goes down, but he still managed to make this assist. Obvious foul by Upamecano. Lacroix is nowhere to be seen. Now the question is, does that happen if Saliba is on the field? Does that entire gap open up if Saliba is on the field? I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't think so. But we'll never know. What we do know is that France have a very, very long way back. And I'm not going to lie to you. Based on how this game has been going, I don't think they can find their way back. I don't think they'll be able to find their way back. Happy to be proven wrong. But they've looked shocked throughout this entire game. They've looked shell-shocked this entire time. They've just brought Doué on, and we're probably trying to experiment with a different shape, different looks, different this, different that. But they haven't even been given a chance to do so. They've been hit immediately with what they are so good at. Swift interplay, leaving the defense standing still, statuesque. What can they do from here? Very, very interested to see. The general is not happy. Beautiful. I really thought Spain looked the weaker side going into this. I mean, it's like I said, I think France have just been so dazzling in everything else. But Spain have been, and a great ball through by Yamal. Was he offsides? The flag is down, and it's 3. Is he offsides? Yeah, he's offsides. That would have been insane. Okay, this is all Spain. This is all Spain the past couple of minutes. I don't know if France find a way back from this. They need that hydration break. They need that hydration. Can you imagine if we go into hydration break and then France turn it around? Thank you very much, Spanish. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias, Espanol. Danny Olmo played that so well. Danny Olmo's an absolute beast, my man. Absolute beast. We were just talking about him so much earlier on. Helpless, I guess, says Dictator steps up during Fergie time. Calma. If you're that is a great finish, by the way, by Yamal. Disallowed goal, but top finish. No doubt about that. They done locked in. Yeah, this is, you know what? I don't think France have been tested at all in this tournament. Like, Didier Deschamps is not looking good. By the way, this might be Didier Deschamps' last game ever managing the French national team. He said that he's going to be retiring straight after this match, or straight after this tournament. And we've got Zinedine Zidane, who seems like the favorite to take over from the national team if he does so. And then we have Zidane in the French team. We have Klopp probably in the German team. It's the end of the cycle in a lot of ways. Sorry. I have not looked into this. This is quite the shock. France have just not showed up for this match. France showed up for this match, I'll tell you that. But Spain have contained them. Spain, as they've contained everybody else in this tournament, they have muzzled France. Not one chance. Has Mbappe been playing this game at all? I don't think Mbappe has been in this game even. Again, you see, they try to get on the break immediately, and then it just gets intercepted. The organization of the Spanish team, and I know that I've been going on about them for so long, and I think everyone is, but the organization that they have is so good. Wrong score up. Oh, I need to change this. My bad. Where is this goal? Update. There we go. First shot by Mbappe. Cucurella is having a great game. I definitely agree. How many interceptions has he made so far in this game? I just noticed that right now, actually. He's got one interception. I guess that was the first one. But he's definitely recovered the ball a lot. He's done 3 ball recoveries so far, 2 ground duels out of 4 won. By the eye test, he's looked good. He's been covering everything. Maybe the stats don't back it up as much. Horrible delivery by Olise. Horrible delivery. Oh, Arsene Wenger doesn't look happy. Xavi Hernandez over there trying not to look happy. Yeah, if France play, they'll still play the 3rd place match. Okay, fair enough. But it's not going to mean as much, is it? I mean, come on. It's not going to mean all that much. Yeah, no, the scoreline is fixed. Sorry about that. It did count Yamal's for some reason, but it's been taken away. Good stuff. Esther Exposito did her job. Who's that? What job did she do? Gosh. We are watching the French team that everybody assumed was going to steamroll this World Cup after those group stages, which they have done up until now. And now they have no answers. Look at Spain. Look at the organization here. France can't do anything. They can't even get the ball in. Your goth father, interesting name, says time for another 30-minute hat trick by Il Dictator. He gets a shot off. Ooh. Mbappe gets a shot off with rolls just left. Did it take a touch on anyone? It did. Took a touch on Cucurella, and it's out for a France corner. France have been very slow. Doué gets a shot off, but again, doesn't get it through anyone. France have just been, Spain, and cross by Olise goes straight into the hands of Unai Simon. He kicks it through. Yamal chasing. Well, came out by Marc Magnon. The ref is itching to call for a hydration break right now, by the way. Which there are going to be a lot of French people up in arms if it had offsides. Whistle goes up. I think we're going to have a hydration break now. So I think that packing the French Football Federation yeah, I'm not sure how well that's worked out for France. I'm really sorry. Any French fans or supporters or Frenchmen watching this that watched me pull that France card. I honestly don't know how this keeps happening. Casual base says, yo, can anyone tell me how Porro scored? My Wi-Fi went off for like 2 minutes. Spain were doing some really good interplay, and then the ball went to Dani Olmo, who was then fouled by Upamecano. The entire French defense stopped playing for some reason, because I guess they maybe assumed that a foul was going to be called. Pedro Porro latched onto a ball by Olmo, and he scores. Porro is like the most Portuguese-looking Spanish man ever, by the way. Tell me that if you saw Pedro Porro, you would think he was Portuguese. You would think he was Spanish. If you saw that man in the streets in London, I would think that he's Portuguese. I'm not going to lie to you. Look at him. I can't explain it, but I just see it. Hydration break as well. Everyone, please drink. Drink your water. He does look Spanish, but I think he looks more Portuguese. I don't know. Christopher says fair call, but it's still an issue statement. Is it? Is it an issue statement? I mean, they're obviously very distinct people. It's obviously not a slight on, I don't think any Iberian person would take offense to being like, oh, this person looks like this or looks like that, when it's obviously made in jest and not serious. If you do take offense to it, I'm sorry. Obviously wasn't my intention. Why did City sell him? If I remember correctly, when did City sell Pedro Porro, by the way? Let's double check. Let's double check when City sold him. He is a great player, by the way. City sold him in 2022. Who is City's right back in 2022? João Cancelo. So I mean, even to this day, Pedro Porro is a good player, but I think for Guardiola's City, I don't know how good he would have been in that. But let's do another pack real quick, guys. Let's do another pack. We can see if we'll We can see if we can tip the scales a little bit better. One more. This is for you, France. You better hope that I pick something Spanish here. This could very well be the last 22 minutes of their campaign. Not gonna lie to you. What is this? This is not even anything. This is just a flippin'... Get out of here. Morocco. Cherokee and... Who's that? Hernandez. Which Hernandez, though? I think that looks like Tio. Haiti. Australia. Olise is coming off. I mean, fair play. Like, and Digne. I mean, I think both of them have been very ineffective. You do imagine. I think Theo Hernandez probably should have started instead of Lucas Digne, if I'm honest with you. Anyway, Jordan. Is that Curaçao? Bosnia and Senegal. Sadio Mane is the best player in the world. Horrible Scouse accent. Sadio Mane, the best player in the world. Why are you laughing? I'm being serious. I don't do ifs, buts, or maybes. I do absolutes. A chicken and can of Coke. I need a Scouse teacher. One day, I'm just going to come out here and do an entire stream completely in a Scouse accent. France on the attack. What can they do? What's been spoken about during the hydration break that can tip the balance for them? Honestly, I don't know if there is much that can be done. Spain just got to sit in, and I think they're through. And I think Spain win the World Cup. I think they win the World Cup if they go through. They win number 2, and I'm surprised. Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because I did predict them being in the final. I predicted that they would be in the final with Portugal. So clearly my football analysis is not up to scratch per se. Ox3 says that's a good Scouser accent. It's definitely not, man. It's definitely not. Definitely not. But I appreciate the kind words. Young the Goat says no more packs, just leave it as it is. We can't have you packing Spain and turning this around. Well, we're done. We've gone through how many? 4 packs? And the only thing related to this match has been this. And I'm kind of really upset that we chose those ones because we've packed Messi and Harry Kane. France through Mbappe, and it's just not enough. Oh, the dictator is going to be very upset from this game. You know what I really hate? And I just thought about it now. The racists are going to come out in full force. Timothy Chalamet? Oh, he is French, isn't he? Yeah. The racists are going to come out in full force after this. For the French, if the French team lose. I don't think I need to elaborate any further on that, but yeah. It's unfortunate. But if they wanted to change that, they would have come out and been better. Spain have come out and completely contained them. Do you guys think that at any point in this game, it's looked as though France was going to win? Or it's looked as though France were going to come away with a result? At no point in this game has that ever looked like that. Nico Adventure says Germany would use Olise better. Shush. No, don't say that, my friend. That's it's obviously not true. It's obviously not true. The same Germany that has both Florian Wirtz and Jamal Musiala, somehow if they had Michael Olise, they would be better. I do think that Olise is better than both of them, but I don't think that that's the problem. Ball in by Dembele and over the bar for is that? It looked like a corner. It looked like Rodri. Did I come off a French player? Oh, anyway. Goal kick. Spain versus Argentina would be so good. I think so too. And it will be the what do they call it? The finalissima? The match between the champions of Europe and the champions of South America. This was supposed to happen, wasn't it? Some months ago, but it didn't actually happen because of logistical issues between CONMEBOL and UEFA. And now it looks like it's just going to happen in the World Cup final. ...2008 Ballon d'Or nominee came on. Okay. Argentina game tomorrow, more entertaining or more nerve-wracking? I think it'll be more heated for sure. Spain going through. Attacking down the left-hand side. Baena on the ball. Through to... Ooh. Goes through to Ferran Torres and it goes just wide. Didier Deschamps, head in hands. France just have not been able to make anything work. That was a good shot. No, he did well to get on the ball there, Ferran Torres. But look, Rodri's been immaculate in this game, by the way. Rodri's been at his best for sure. Wow. What a game we're having. France are just getting manhandled. For real, rip Paris tonight. Musiala ain't the same since the injury. Yeah, that typically happens to players. But I think that there's always that period where they kind of are afraid, like players that go through major injuries are afraid to put the full force and full power behind things. And it takes a lot of time for them to regain confidence to be able to do so again. So, and he's still very young. So it'll come back, you know? By the way, like the video, like the stream if you haven't. Helps out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't. Ball goes in. First cross that's actually gone in to Spain's box. That it wasn't dangerous, but it was in a dangerous area. First cross that looks good. But France don't play with any target man, any box players. So unfortunately, nothing comes of it. Arham says, I'm not even watching if it's Spain versus Arg. Why not? Gabadur, if Germany were managed well, then they would not be eliminated so early. It's not the quality of the players. Exactly. Marino in? Yes, Marino did just come on for Dani Olmo. F. Torres. Ferran Torres. Is that the joke? About how he was a 2008 Ballon d'Or nominee? Fernando Torres? Valentina says, can't believe I'm rooting for colonizers. My Mau Mau ancestors would be disappointed. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna go into detail of that post, of what you've just commented over there. But we're talking about Spain versus France in this game. So you have to be a little bit more specific. Okay. Unai Simon, who shoots out the box quite a lot so far in this game, and he could have been in a tiny bit of trouble if Doué was able to finish a tiny bit better over here. But look at this. He kicked. How is that even possible? Simon is so off his line, but Doué kicks it straight into him. Very odd placement, I must say. Very, very odd placement. France should play Kante. At this point, what's Kante going to do? They need to start taking some. They should have been taking speculative shots, I think. This, like, they're trying to be so intricate. They're trying to play the ball. They're trying to play the ball so intricately and fashion these opportunities. But they're being cut off at every point. Props to France. They're trying to play their game. They haven't deviated all too much. But it hasn't gotten them very far. Gabador says, I feel like team mentality isn't talked about enough in general. It shows that Argentina mentality is better than France because Argentina would probably tie up somehow in the game. I agree that Argentina have already showed immense character in this tournament so far. France haven't had to. They've been so much better than everyone else that they've never actually needed to dig deep. And this is a real asterisk on their tournament so far, because the first moment that they actually do need to dig deep somewhat and show some character and really come up with something, they were able to do it 4 years ago against Argentina in the 2022 World Cup final. They haven't been able to do it against Spain. But that's full credit to Spain, man. This is massive credit to Spain. Whenever we talk about teams not playing well and about them not showing up and about all that sort of stuff, we have to understand that there is a reason that all these world-class players are being stopped from performing at their optimal standard. There is a massive reason. And the reason for France is a team in white and red today. They're just better. And Spain are immediately the favorites for the World Cup. Do it, what the hell, bro? Germany has quality. Undorf scoring off the bench proved that. They have quality, but they had to be rescued multiple times. I got into a conversation with someone about Morocco and the Netherlands, and their argument essentially boiled down to the Netherlands is better than Morocco because they have depth and they have better players, which first of all I knew that this person did not know Morocco's players. I knew that they just didn't know who Morocco's players were, but they recognized the Netherlands players because they play for some of Europe's best teams. So that was the first thing. But they kept going on about how if the game were played again, then the Netherlands would play better because they have more depth, or they would win because they have more depth. And Morocco won the 1 out of 10 times because football is so unpredictable. And I got so angry because I was like, you're just full of nonsense. You're just full of nonsense. You definitely didn't watch the game. You definitely don't know who Morocco's players were or are. I guess the same sort of thing can be applied to other teams. Like, just because you have quality and depth doesn't mean that you're good. Doesn't mean that you can go all the way. Doesn't mean that you can do all these things. I mean, listen, Morocco got knocked out in the previous round thanks to these guys in blue over here, who arguably have the best quality in the whole tournament. I don't think that's arguable for a lot of people. But they're being manhandled. Morg says they look poop even when attacking. Yeah, it's not looking good. At least the French have a valid reason to riot now. Whoa. That's a crazy thing you've just said, my friend. I think it's Mbappe time. It's Mbappe time, is what you've said. With France 2-0 down in the 86th minute, a goal now would make things very interesting. That window is closing. French tears, French sadness. Look at that Spanish guy in the middle of a French sea of supporters. He's trying so hard to keep his cool. Ron1 says, why is everyone surprised that Spain has been immaculate? I don't know. I don't think that they're surprised that Spain has been immaculate, actually. I think they're more shocked that France has been so lackluster. It's a combination of things. I don't think anyone can be surprised that the current champions of Europe, who, by the way, beat the team they're playing against right now to become the champions of Europe 2 years ago, is playing well. I don't think anyone's surprised about that. That's a foul, has to be. That is the best contribution by Doué so far in this game. And he is really rolling around. It looks like he's cut right now. Let's see this challenge. Catches him a tiny bit. Definitely a foul, nothing more. Dragon says they ate too many croissants this morning. Actually, I don't think that they ate croissants, as that wouldn't be a proper sportsman's diet. Don't mind me. Mbappe. Ooh. Rough game. I'll be right back, guys. Give me a second. Gosh, sorry, I just had to change something. Something was going on with my shirt. Just had to change to another one. Don't mind me. Don't worry about that, guys. Don't worry about that. Okay. Oh, what's that? Spain 2-0. France. Ooh. I just walked into the game, guys. I just walked into what's been just walked into the game. This is crazy. Okay, let's. France winning the game. Sorry, Spain winning the game. France nowhere to be seen. Great game by Kuka. Let's do man of the match. Let's do man of the match real quick. At least get one goal, France. Come on. I think Rodri's been immaculate in this game. I'm not going to lie to you. He's probably my pick. Kubarsi as well, been fantastic. Laporta also been fantastic. I mean, no one on this French side has showered themselves in glory to the point where I'm willing to even include them in a man of the match discussion. We can talk about Oyarzabal because he did score the goal, the first goal. But I mean, I don't know if I'm willing to do that. It was a penalty. He didn't win the penalty. My man of the match shouts Rodri, Porro. I might even say Cucurella, you know. And then we'll put Laporta in there as well. Like this entire Spanish, sorry. This entire Spanish back line. Rodri, Paro, Cucurella, Laporta. Mixed feelings by Laporta, I wonder. Also, how French is Laporta? Did he play for the French? What youth teams did he play for? Did he play for? He did play for France youth teams until 2016. 8 years ago, he would have been 24. 8 years ago, 24. Okay, so he wasn't called up to the French national team by the age of 24. So then he switches to Spain and then wins the Euros and then goes all the way to a World Cup final now. Good choice by him for sure, no doubt about that. Also won a Nations League. So he's pretty French. He's pretty French. Of Spanish descent through his great-grandparents. Okay. Man of the match is the FFF sports card on the mic. Look at that, guys. Interesting juxtaposition. Check that out. By the way, this is a Spanish shirt from the 2010 World Cup. I don't think I need to remind all of you who won the 2010 World Cup. I would give 8 minutes of extra time. I mean, if it was Argentina, they would get like 20 minutes of extra. No, I'm joking. I don't believe in any other stuff. It's not. Let's leave that alone. Laporta, today I feel Spanish. Jordan Ayew for man of the match. Interesting. So glad France is losing. Sick of hearing about France. Says Amit Das. Nico Williams gets past his man. Ooh. That is what Spain have been missing in Baena all game. Now imagine if Nico Williams was fit. Imagine the sort of carnage that would be happening. Laporta was even called up for the senior team but didn't play. The lore thickens. France, surely just one goal. Surely you guys can get yourselves just one. 2-0. Rough. Absolutely rough. Shout out to Spanish organization, man. They've played some boring football in this tournament, but I tell you what, it's boring to you. It's not boring to that sea of red, to that sea of fighting red in there. Look at what you've done, man. You've made the French babies cry. God help the Spanish. Who knows what El Dictator is going to do? Who knows? Utopia says Athletic Bilbao had to look up his family line and search for Basque ancestors to sign him. Pretty surreal. Laporta? Oh, because they only allow Basque players, and he is playing for played. Does he currently play for Bilbao? Yes, he does. Yeah, he does. He went back after he was at Al Nassr. But he came from. Was he not in Bilbao's academy? Yeah, he was. Interesting. So they looked down his family line. Cutler says, football is strange. A very fortunate Belgium managed to score against Spain, but the goal machine called France doesn't even have 3 shots on target. Yeah. I think that there is... Like, nothing went right for France Absolutely nothing went right for France in this game, did it? They've got first they concede to a really horrible challenge that causes a penalty. Then Saliba goes down. Shot by Mbappe, cruises over the bar. No, it's game over now. Then Saliba goes down under no impact, and then they concede a second goal in a position where you would very much back Saliba to prevent the goal from happening. And then they aren't able to do anything for the remainder of the game. What a time. And it's done. Game's done. Spain are through. Unbelievable. I mean, it's not unbelievable. I did say before the game, if you go back to the beginning of the stream, that Spain they have the best organization of the tournament. They are the most frustrating team. They may not have looked the best from an entertainment optics perspective, but they have just nullified everybody's overall favorite. And not just nullified, by the way. Not just nullified, by the way. They have muzzled them. They have absolutely stripped them of every single tool that they possibly have. France did not look dangerous at any point in this entire game. Even at the end, when they absolutely had to throw the kitchen sink, they did not do that. They tried. They tried. But Spain were able to block everything. Every cross, every shot, every opportunity, every shot that France had went over the bar. They were rattled. They weren't able to be themselves. Well done to Spain. They are in the finals of a World Cup for the second time in their history. I believe this is the second time they've ever been in a final, and they won the first time. So are they going to keep the 100% record? Let's see. Thanks so much to everyone that joined this stream. I have had a great time watching it. I am shocked by how badly France was. Again, credit to Spain for that. Tomorrow, we've got England versus Argentina. Of course, we're going to be doing a stream for that one, so you can watch out for it. It's going to be a great one. Thank you, everyone, for watching along with me and for all the great times. Before I say I'll catch you in the next one, Nico, only if Lamine wasn't called out at the Euros. What do you mean by that? Wasn't called out at the Euros? I'm not sure what you mean by that. But anyway, yeah, great match. Great match to watch. I think Spain are going to win the World Cup. I'll say it right here. And I did predict that Spain was going to be in the final. I did say Portugal would be in the final with them, but forget about that. Forget about all that. Tomorrow we're going to be watching England versus Argentina. Come back, tune in, and it will be a fun time. That is all for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you're having a great day. Cheers, and I will catch you tomorrow. All the best. Good night. Sleep well. Have a good day.